Habitat for Humanity today. Mark Mattern, did I say it right?
Yes, sir.
Boom.
That's
so
correct.
This is exciting this morning. I mean, every day it's like I get all excited, and then someone else comes, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I mean, this is going to be a long month. We're going to be wore out just getting you guys, but that's our job, is to get you to get to know the human factor behind what's going on, because at the end of the day, all this stuff behind Give Local is humans, behind Habitat for Humanity is humans, and knowing how they help and where they help and where the money goes, I think is cool. So, good morning.
Good morning.
Good
Thanks for having me.
Thanks. So, was it easy to find?
Yeah.
The driveway, the entrance is tricky, but the building is easy.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. And it's a gorgeous place. I mean, I saw the studio on your other presentations, but now seeing the whole office and the lounge, which I was that's one of the places visitors can.
Yeah.
But I loved it. And here we are in the studio, and we're live. Like, boom, boom, let's go. No script, no teleprompters, no nothing. We're just gonna talk.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, and I'd like everyone to know out there that you don't have to worry. There is no scripting to this, because if you already know what you're doing, we will get that out to the people so they can see it. And I think that, well, I know that people want information, inspiration with the Kardashians, except for they don't want the draminess, right? So we're bringing them what your county reality is, and this is what it is.
Yeah.
So how long have you been doing this?
Well, I have been with this habitat here in York County. I have been with this habitat for 3 years. I was with Habitat in Harrisburg for 6 years, and then prior to that I was with the Harrisburg Senators for 21 years. Wow. So I'm a local guy. I've been involved in the nonprofit side of things, especially with the baseball team. I was the person that was doing all the events where we would get the nonprofits to come out. We do the fundraisers, we do the auctions, and then obviously with the Habitat up there in Harrisburg, we were doing the same thing, building homes for low-income families, which we'll get to. But here, I've really found a home. It's kind of, I graduated from Mechanicsburg High School, so I'm a local guy. This is Central Pennsylvania, has been my home forever. So getting here and being able to do the work. I mean, we're a faith-based organization. We were talking about that. Yeah, we were talking about that before we got started, and what Habitat's doing right now for families in not only in the city of York, but all of York County, which makes this whole thing really special to us, because the entire county is invited to participate in the Give Local York. So it's only so that was a long answer to a short question.
I love it. Can you put your thing in so I can get you kicked out of some groups? Everyone knows I'm famous. You give me your phone, I'll invite everybody. But you know what? You know what I love about everyone here? Their commitment. They're committed like I am to what they're doing. Thank you.
I'll gladly get kicked out of groups if I have to. So.
I love it. So I'm going to give you a phone, and so you can just see, if you look down, and it's up to you. But you can say hi if you want, and everyone does it their way, so no big deal.
Okay.
I do a lot when we're up here, but I am so excited. I mean, I tell people at the end of the day, when you're going through the battles of life, and they're out there, okay, it's tough, but you keep going. But everybody wants to, even when you come home from vacation, you know what people say? I'm glad to be home.
Sure, absolutely.
And so what you all do, like when you're in battles in life, you go home to regroup, to rest, to get re-energized. So that's the importance of the home, is where everything is built from. The rest, the rebuilding. So what you guys do, what everyone at Habitat for Humanity, what everyone in York County that's a part of this does, it is affecting our future.
That's right. And it's affecting everybody. I mean, there's different ways to touch people. We don't even know all the different ways that we can touch people. This is one way to get the word out. And I have to say hello back to Megan. Megan was the first one. She said, hi, Mark. I saw Megan do this show, what was it, last week?
Yeah, last night she was here.
When I saw that, I said, yeah, Habitat's got to get involved in that. We got to get out there. And this is what Megan's doing with this thing. This is our first time. This is the first year for this Give Local York. We kind of sat by and watched other places do it, and it goes on in other places, but this is the first time that York County has really stepped forward and say, okay, we want to be involved in this, and this is very special. And from all the things that all the people that we've talked to, our board members, our staff, other staffs that we've been in touch with, everybody is so excited about it. And then we're looking forward to having such a fun day, and it's a Friday and all that kind of stuff. You know, and when you think about it, May the 4th be with you, so you won't forget what day it is. It's May 4th, and we're not scheduling any appointments, we're not scheduling anything that we're going to be doing out of the office, because this is going to be a fun day for all of York County.
Amen, amen. We are super excited. I don't know, I think your Facebook needs updated. I'll try it one more time. You have to put in your password. Guys, I'll get you up to date on social media. You know, we were just discussing a little bit before we got on about social media. You know, when I showed people some of the impressions that we're bringing, and Megan knows it, we had 30,000 people come to this page in 1 week. You know, like, I want people to visualize the power of what we're doing. And, you know, we're going across social media. When you share and invite this, we're basically have the power to be in your home, your office, wherever you are, and knock on people's door and say, check this out, check this out, check this out. Right?
Yeah, that door, that's cyber door is being knocked on. It's being pounded on. Hey, wake up! This is going to happen. And I was actually watching your show. Was it yesterday? And you played the video from Mr. Pulo.
Yeah.
And all the amazing stuff that he does, and also the York Federal Fellows, the Alumni Association.
Big shout out to York Federal Fellows Alumni Association.
Yeah,
I mean, the backbone.
We can't do it.
It's like an invisible backbone to what this is, right? And that's the structure that's put in place. And then we're all put in there to be the heartbeat and the lungs and to breathe life into York County and the human side. And not every aspect, whether it's homes, agriculture, music. I mean, there's so many different things. But let's get back to what are you guys doing in York County this year, and where does your money go when people get money? Can we explain to them?
Absolutely. I mean, the name Habitat for Humanity is one of the 5 most recognizable nonprofit in the world. I mean, we're all over the world, but there's still a lot of people that aren't really sure exactly what does Habitat for Humanity do. I think the worst thing that happened to us was those shows where they would build a house and just give it away, because that's not what we're doing. What we're doing is there's a lot of low-income families that are in bad situations, poverty situations, where they're paying maybe 70% of their income for their rent, and they want to get out of that situation and become a homeowner and start to build equity and start to live. You know, there's opportunities out there for a lot of us to go to a bank and get a mortgage, but there's a lot of families in York County and all over that don't have that opportunity. So these families have to qualify with us. Their income is usually between 30 and 80% of the area median income, because they need an income, because they will be paying a mortgage. It's not that we're just building a house and just, here you go move in. And
I think that's important that people understand. I mean, I'm into the human mind. You would not be able to sustain. It's like winning the lottery. It's not, if you really understand human nature, it's easy to understand why people don't keep it, because the habits have to be there ahead of time. And when they talk about Habitats for Humanity, I think, how can you live? What do you need to do? The responsibility. So I'm thinking you must teach them how to do, they don't know. How do I pay my bill? How do I pay my gas? How do I do all this?
You just hit probably the most important part of this entire thing, is that we have finance classes. The first thing we got to do is develop a budget. We have to, and a lot of us don't even do that with our own money, right? We don't sit down and say, okay, where's every penny?
I got to keep working because I'm spending it all right.
Yeah, where does every penny go to?
Yeah.
So we really work with those families, all families, to make sure that their budgets are good. Finance classes, how do you manage a checking account? How do you write checks? How do you pay your bills? And a lot of that's changing too. You were talking about this, where we're going with all this stuff. A lot of these bills are being paid online, and we have to keep up with all of that. Yeah. But getting back to the partner families though, these are people that really want, and it's a good test before they get involved, is they have to give us 225 sweat equity hours on the site. That doesn't have to be their own house. They can work on other homes. They can come into our office, or they can work at some.
And do you notice that when they're around the people that rubs off?
There's no doubt.
Like, I mean, just not but the work, but just being around people that I'm sure that have been through the program, new to the program, part of the program, and they just all juice each other up to stay focused on the dream. Right?
Absolutely, and a lot of the volunteers, and we, you know, we'll get to volunteers in a second because we can't do any of this without the volunteers. I mean, if we didn't have them, there would be no Habitat.
And I think that's a big thing that when we get to it, because, you know, I think we have to let people, my thing is how people can come and go through volunteering, right? A lot of people don't want to be committed all the way, but they want to help, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure that these non-for-profits can use long-term, short-term, one-day project people. I mean,
sure.
You know, it sounds like, and we're going to find that out.
Well, we have volunteers that, you know, we have some seniors that are volunteering with us 2 days a week, and they've been doing it for, you know, 10, 15 years.
And it keeps them going because they have a purpose.
They love it. They have something to get up for. They're working hard. They know the result. They get to meet the family. They get to work alongside the family.
Think about the great stories they get to tell them.
Yeah, and you know and each partner family, it's a different story. It's a different situation. How did you get? Where did you come from? What did, you know? I ended up in a bad situation because we signed a lease and the place is not fixed up, and there's water coming through the windows into my, you know, my baby's bedroom, and there's mold and all. I mean, the situations are incredible.
And they don't feel like there's any way out. So how do they get to you? How does somebody, if someone's in the community and they hear about this, how can they get from in this despair to hope to get to you if they're like the end person that we're trying to get to Habitat for Humanity?
And they feel like that this may work for them. They can either go online and we have application there, or they come to our office. They'll meet with our family services people. We will go over the application, and everyone on our staff can go over the application page by page. The one thing we don't want people to do is being handed an application. They take it, they get in the weeds, they can't figure things out, and abandon the idea.
Amen.
So we go through the step by step,
wow,
every page, and then when they come back, our family services person will go over that with them. That's Amanda, and she'll go over that with them. And hi, Amanda. And they'll go over page by page, and then, you know, then we will take that next step of getting credit reports and things like that. So yes, there's that despair feeling, and you come in, and then we'll see if you fit. But a lot of times there's sometimes you know, the credit needs to be fixed. This Habitat, a lot of habitats will take the application and say you didn't qualify, and that's it. Well, we're not like that. If you didn't qualify, we're going to let you know why you didn't qualify, and then we're going to work with you to get you qualified.
That's awesome.
So that you can become part of this program. Nice. And it's not always easy, and it's not like, oh, well, we'll just move in next week. That's not how it works. You know, nice. We have to get the property, we have to build the house, and sometimes it takes, you know,
so then you guys can really use some, I mean, you must go through some funds.
We go through some funds when you know the city is more than generous, and you wouldn't believe how many folks even that have properties that they're not using will say, you know, we would like to, for some reason we felt like we'd like to donate this to you, because we were talking a little bit about how we get these feelings. Yeah. We're not really sure sometimes.
Yeah.
But we'll get properties donated to us. The city works with us as far as getting us properties in the city. Outside, we're going to be starting a new project in Dover. The property there was donated to us. A gentleman who owned the property there donated the property to us there. We're just finishing up 2 homes on Locust Street in the city. That was given to us by the city. That was after a fire. So we cleared the lot and we built a duplex, 2 brand new homes for 2 low.
So cleared a lot, is that just like you get some rakes and, you know, I mean, just so people know, because I know people in real estate, and you know, that takes some funds.
It's expensive.
Right, like 10, 12, 8, I mean, what are we talking, 20, I mean,
yeah,
you know,
it's expensive. Well, it depends on, you know, the situation.
But it's thousands of dollars.
It's a lot, yeah, because in this case, you know, it was a duplex, and part of the one side was completely demolished by fire, the other was not, you know, it was not unsafe. So the entire thing had to be torn down, and once you tear it down, that might be the fun part with your heavy equipment, but then you got to load it up and take it somewhere. So yeah, so that's.
And now you can't just dump stuff, like everything has a place now.
Absolutely.
Right?
And there's restrictions on how much and all that kind of stuff.
So but do you see, here's an example on when I talk to you about how everything is codependent. See, it benefits the city and helps the city. We here's this seesaw. You take some weight, we'll take some weight, and it's better for our community. So there's so many we are all dependent upon each other, and the more that we can share and invite and tell each other, there might someone has a dump truck and they're like, guys, anytime you need something, I'll haul for you. You don't know that's how things work. There might be someone that says, listen, I'm an electrician. If you ever need a master electrician, I'm the guy, right? If it's on Saturdays, I don't know. I don't work in the winter.
Yeah.
All these different things, these pieces come together, but if you don't find out, and that's what Give Local York is. And I want to do my real quick little commercial here. And if you see anyone on there, you can just shout out. You can just shout out whenever. We interrupt everybody, but I'm going to go ahead first of all, and Megan has to come on. Beast in it. The show last night was epic. Give Local York is a partnership with non-for-profits, and the York Federal Fellow Alumni Association built this machine, this giving machine. And for the first time ever, on May 4th, 2018, our community is going to be transformed into a community-wide celebration of generosity that benefits hundreds of non-for-profit organizations serving York County. Every dollar donated will go to givelocalyyork.org. That day will be amplified by a stretch pool, which right now is up to $100,000. So giving goes further than ever before. So on the first Friday, put May 4th on your calendar, okay? So that first Friday, there's going to be activities, dine-outs, flash mobs. Give Local York will unite organizations with individuals for a date night where everyone gets to know everyone, see what they're all about. It's going to be amazing. And so how it works on 11/59 on the 3rd, you'll get on your computer. So at 12 o'clock, you'll go to givelocalyyork.org. From any smartphone, donate the minimum of $10 to Habitat for Humanity, any organization you're going to get to know on our interviews. And then, there's going to be a stretch pool where when they raise a certain amount, they get that amount back. So it's going to be like a leaderboard. It's going to be energized. It's going to be fun. We're going to be all around the county on that day. It's going to be 24 hours of getting to know, having fun, and blowing up this county and letting people know that we're here.
Yeah, and that stretch fund is really important because Megan and her people have worked so hard to raise that money, and then it's percentage. So everybody can get a little piece of that. If we come out and raise 5% of the total amount raised, then 5% of the stretch fund would come to Habitat, or any one of the. I think she finally got over 200.
Yeah, there's 200.
200. That was the goal.
Yeah.
And I think the last time I was listening, it was 190 something.
Yeah, no, it's 200.
Good.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the thing about it. I mean, everyone goes, I can't believe there's that many. Oh, there's a lot more that aren't participating. There's a lot of nonprofits.
And then you get to give, and it's right here. Everybody, here's the great thing: you get to give, you get to know where you want to give, or just give to the county because you're getting to know it all stays here, and you're going to get to know them all. So it's like you get to see the information, the inspiration with the Kardashians without the drama, because you're going to get to know them. People think, they have they put some advertising up. But nowadays, it's not good enough. I hate to tell you, but they want to get to know you.
Good.
They want to get to know. And the more that you expose yourself, the more that you're going to resonate with people.
Right.
Because you go to places not because of the sign. You go places because you're... I know people that go to a certain restaurant because of the people. That's the reason they go there. The food's good, but there's a lot of good restaurants. But the people
it's
make
like
it
Cheers,
amazing.
right? Somebody knows your name.
Yeah.
We want to go. We want to be a part. We want to be, I was going to say respected. That may not be the right word, but people like you and you like them. And when you come in and someone says hello to you, that's the thing. And with Habitat, it's like Habitat's been around a long 33 years here in York County, and it's like Habitat's got that big name and all that, and believe Shane when he says every dollar stays here. I mean, anything you do with York Habitat. Yeah, we got a lot of habitats, like I mentioned. There's one in Harrisburg, there's one over in Lancaster and all that, but every penny stays here.
And even though your name's big, you still need to hustle, right?
We're hustling.
People might think, they're good.
Right. And you mentioned even the amount that it takes sometimes to clear some property. But what does it take we still have to build these homes. We have more than 5,000 volunteers are kind of on our rolls. These are folks who regularly volunteer with us.
So can people register with you guys to be a part of your staff? Is there
be a part of the registration?
Yeah, to be a part of
volunteer.
Volunteer.
Absolutely. Any time they would like. I mean, you can go on our site and you can register. There's a short video that you're supposed to watch. It's a safety video, and then you can start select. We work regular with regular volunteers on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays.
Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays on a regular basis.
On a regular basis, and like I mentioned, we have.
What kind of stuff are they doing for you on a regular basis?
Well, it depends where we are.
All right, so what's going on now?
Right now, this second, we're finishing up. I mentioned those that duplex on Locust Street. One is on the painting side, and the other one's getting close to that. So we're in the final stages. But we're also going to start that one in Dover, which we're going to have a women build in May. They're the whole week. All ladies are coming out to work with us for the entire week. But that Dover project is going to be at the beginning. So they're everything from digging ditches to laying footers to all kinds of stuff that you see at the very beginning of the work program.
So you need some people out there, some hustle muscle, baby. Come on, right? It's hammer time. It's time to get people into homes, baby.
Yeah.
Right? Like imagine what it feels like when you ever got your first apartment on your own, and you got that furniture. Just the feeling. I can't all I can tell you is the feeling, right? It's independence. It's accomplishment. It's expansion. It's just this feeling that everyone should be able to have, right? In a clean, rich environment.
Safe, decent, and affordable. That's it. And when you take it from you're talking about an apartment, and the next step for us is then all of a sudden when you make that payment, you're building some equity. You know how it is at the beginning, it's very small, but it starts to grow.
But it's hope, it's light.
But with and I kind of went by it, but this is the second most important thing, is the way our mortgages are structured.
Yeah,
okay, so this is it. This is the bottom line. The volunteers make it happen, and this makes it work for the partner families, is that the mortgage is no interest, no fees, and it's based on 30% of their income.
Wow.
See, we believe we believe in Habitat, safe, decent, affordable. We're at this 30%, 70% thing, and a lot of people in the city of York and even throughout York County are closer to spending 70% of their income on their rent or living, and only 30% on the rest. We think 30% is what you should spend on your home, and then you have 70%.
Powerful.
And that goes to you've heard so many times, and we've all heard it. Do I get the medicine for the kids, or do I heat the house? Do I get the water turned on, or do I feed the kids? And that is powerful. But when you turn it around, let's flip the script. 30% goes toward what you're paying as far as your mortgage. 70% is what you're going to live on. And these are hardworking people. It's not like we're not giving anything away.
You can't. John Hamlin, how are you? Sean McGar, how are you? Velco, how are you? Time Up, Michael. Locals Only Collective. Natasha, how are you? Larry, how are you?
Is that my Natasha?
Yeah, that's your Natasha.
From Habitat?
Yeah.
Hey, Natasha.
Yeah. DK, Doug, I tell you, man, you're a beast on the non-for-profits. If you don't know Doug Knight, if you don't know DK, get to know him. Larry, how are you? Megan, you're awesome. I'm honored to be a part of this. I mean, I got to tell you, I was dragging this morning. I mean, dragging. I'm like, I don't know, my eyes open up. And I was out at the track. You can ask all the construction workers at 2 o'clock in the morning, York track, because I did do my 5 miles last night, y'all. But when you're driven, I don't know what it is, but I can see it in everyone that comes here. That flame is like, right?
It relights the fire.
And this is putting gas on the fire that this county has needed. So Megan, Bob, and I want to read up what she put about Bob, the York Federal Fellows alumni, Mr. Bob Polo, for having the vision to bring this to York. I am grateful. Here's the thing. Anyone that volunteers, they're like honored. They are not like, I don't know, the mindset of someone that's a giver. If you haven't done it, get in that mindset and you can transform yourself. Anybody can become a giver. If you've never been one and you want to try it, it transforms your mindset.
It feels pretty good.
I mean, it's better than any
holiday. And we're talking about volunteers, and every time you come out to the work site, you're giving a day. You're giving a day of your time. We start at 7:45. That's when we want people. Then it goes till 3 in the afternoon when we're cleaning up. So you're giving us a day, and we have some people that come and volunteer.
We'd like to film sometime.
Want to, absolutely, yeah. I'd love to put that out there so people can see what we're doing. And a lot of time, you know, people will come out. Often it's with a group. People like to come together. You know, it's one of those things. I'd like to go, but
my buddy go with. I don't know.
Yeah, let's all go out together so we get a lot of businesses.
But if you're not together, don't be. If you're a senior out there or anybody that's by themselves and they want to listen, you don't have to be worried about what you know. You will be guided by people like you. See, the mindset is the thing. It's all like-minded people. And they're all caring like you are, so they'll help you through, make you feel comfortable, you don't have to worry, and it'll flow. And then make it an event for your friends and your neighbors. You know, how cool would it be with your buddy to say, or your girlfriend to say, you know what, let's go do our thing today. What are we doing? We're going to do our Monday, Thursday, or whatever day you have, and we do. That's cool.
Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. We've had couples. And Natasha would know this better. We had a couple that met on the site and they ended up getting married and they came back and worked on the site.
Shannon says hi to you. Yeah, he is amazing. Shannon.
Oh, Shannon. Shannon's my buddy from up at Harrisburg Habitat.
Oh.
And she's on the board.
Boom.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you. Any non-for-profits that wants to hook up with All Live Media, just let us know. I mean, we have a big heart for this.
I got to say this real quick. We were trying to get the time set, and I said 9 o'clock. He goes, PM or AM? And that's this guy's going all the time. Yeah. And I came in this morning, and he goes, I haven't really slept that much. I was here late last night. But this is, I mean, he's taken this whole thing, and this is my thank you, and Habitat's thank you to you, is that this is really special. And the only way this is going to work is that everybody knows about it. And you know, it's going to be so much fun too. And for us, I plan on being on the computer at midnight and I'm making a donation. You know, I want to be first. But it's kind of exciting. But that whole day, we're going to be doing stuff.
And $10 gets people in. You know, we're going to be giving gifts for people to give that might not be able to give. We're going to give away $10 here and there for people to give.
Okay. That's
great,
yeah.
You know, so that they can see what it's like to give on their own and give to where they want.
Right.
You know, we're going to say, here, go to Give Local York, get to know a non-for-profit, pick one out.
And with Megan too, Megan's experienced at this kind of stuff. It's happened before. It's like we're not breaking ground. It's happened in other communities very successfully. I mean, incredibly successful. And so we just want to be, obviously Habitat wants to be a part of that. We're part of this whole, you know, York County is our thing. You know, we go all the way from Dillsburg down to the border, and this is our area. So we want to encourage, you know, besides this, if you're interested in volunteering, go to our site or call Natasha.
What kind of people do you guys look for? Like you know, some people might be, well, I don't know enough or I know too much. Like, can you tell them what I mean, it sounds like you guys can use everybody and anybody.
Exactly. We're very strong. Is
there an age group that you work with only?
No, well, you have to be at least 16 years of age to be on an active work site.
All right, so
now we've had some youth groups. It depends on the age. If it's an active work site, it's just those are the laws. But we can find other things for the youngsters to do. We have sometimes they'll build bookshelves, and then when the family moves into the new home, they'll have a bookshelf for the child's room.
Wow.
And a lot of these kids never had a bookshelf.
Yeah.
They never even have books at home.
Wow.
And now they'll have a place, not only their own bedroom, but they're going to have a place to do their homework and all those things. And the numbers bear it out. I mean, the chance of a lot of kids that are living in poverty conditions of going to college or even secondary school, it's almost zero. And it's almost, you know, the 80-90% these kids have an opportunity. So we're changing lives and you would be changing lives if you came to volunteer with us.
Yes.
And another thing too, one more thing, quick. I don't want to miss this. Is you know, one of the things I kind of glossed over, but the in-kind donations that we get.
Yeah.
From the different companies in the area where, you know, they'll donate an HVAC system and then they'll donate 2 work days for guys to come out and put it in for us. I mean, that's like a $10,000-$12,000 donation. We can't, you know, there's some things we can't do. You know, volunteers can't show up that day and, you know, do electric or do plumbing. I mean, we really.
So companies can make it part of their gig to be a part of
Absolutely,
it.
yes,
So,
and we have to have that.
so we got companies like Construction Kingdom, man. They're awesome, Mickey and their crew. They might not, and Mickey, they're doing a project in Dover. Mickey's doing stuff in Dover now.
Okay.
Construction Kingdom. You know, it's funny. We have construction hats up there, right? And then Construction Kingdom. Look at this. They signed this and brought it down to us. So. Construction company, so they're in Dover, they're awesome, and they're all about the Kingdom Construction, right? We talk about faith.
I didn't know if that was your baseball.
Yeah, no, you know,
that's a Babe Ruth kind of.
We don't play around down here, right now.
But just to finish up on the volunteers, you do not have to have any skills. I mean, you said too many skills. I don't know if we've had too many people like that, but we have a
so if someone's in a computer and they're not into construction, can you use them?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, if you want to work on the site, we have a construction manager who oversees 2 site supervisors. George Myers is our construction manager. He oversees 2 site supervisors, and these guys are. I mean, we have so much experience now in our construction group, and they will show you what you need to know. They will work very closely with you, and safety is our #1 priority. We want to make sure that all our volunteers are safe, we want them to have a good time, and we want them to come back.
So you guys aren't just giving away houses?
We're not giving away houses. It's a pretty big, yeah, it's a, not, I was going to say.
So anyone that's watching is like, oh, look, they're giving away a house. You have to understand, get to know, that's what this is about. This is cool. I'm like, feel really thrilled. I get to know all these non-for-profits I didn't know. Yeah. You see the sign, but it doesn't mean anything until you get to know the people, and then you hear how long everyone's been doing it. Not that it matters, right, because you have to start somewhere. But, I mean, we're talking a lot of experience in producing a thriving community, because at the end of the day, y'all, this all is part of our community. When fires happen, when stuff happens, people, it all is so interwoven that we are the fiber of this community. And the non-for-profits, it said before, and if you watch Bob's video, he said, you know, they fill in where the government and private sectors can't, you know, those gaps. And people don't know. I mean, it's huge, and we want to keep filling in those gaps. Our community is growing and changing. From where York was when I came here in the 90s to now, I've seen, oh my gosh, the growth and expansion, the openness to being open is changed in York. I mean, amazing.
And one other, and I keep coming up with these other thoughts. The last biggie, Habitat for Humanity in York, is the only entity building new homes for low-income families.
Wow.
There's a lot of construction going on with, you know, just you go get a regular mortgage or rentals, but as far as home ownership for low-income families, we can make it happen. The families need to work with us. They're going to have to work hard at it. They're going to have to be committed. They're going to have to take some finance classes. They're going to have to create a budget. All those great things that are good for everybody. Yeah. Even if you don't qualify for our program, you'll know a lot more about your financial situation, and we'll work with you.
70-30 is
it's awesome, isn't it? I mean, you think about it, it makes so much sense. And why are we allowing this backwards stuff to happen, where people are, you know, working hard and giving 70% of their money to the landlord or to whatever, and they got 30% left to worry about.
And you can't do it.
Yeah,
you can't do it. And live
the numbers
the life
don't work.
Designed to live. No,
right, and so we believe safe, decent, and affordable. Now these, I mean, when we're done with these homes, and I invite you to come out and look at any of our homes. These are as solidly built, and the
how do you get the furniture and all that stuff in there?
I mean, that's something that we will work with them if they need that. Yeah. We'll even store stuff, because sometimes there's a little gap between when they got to be out of one place and in the other. And then in the future, we're looking.
So if you got storage, they can use. People that have storage.
Okay.
You got storage.
We have a couple of U-Store is being really cooperative with us. Just generous with us, donating 2 units. And then we also got a building that the city. The RDA has allowed us to use, and in the future we're going to open a restore where you're going to be able to donate items. We're going to sell them for pennies on the dollar, and all those funds will go back to helping to build new houses.
Nice.
So that's in the works. That's in the next couple of years. Habitat restores are we started one in Harrisburg and it was really successful. It's really going great. I talked to a member of who works up there just yesterday, because that's the beauty of Habitat too, is that we have so many affiliates all in the United States and all around the world. There's 50 some just in Pennsylvania, but a lot of affiliates have done things, made mistakes, and we learn from each other. It's not like I can't share the information with you because you're another Habitat. We're York County. They're Lancaster County or Harrisburg or Dauphin County.
Love it.
So
Phyllis.
that makes it awesome for us. I mean,
Phyllis K, Life Source Water. Travis, right? Who hydrates us in York County? Life Source. Come on, man. We're local, right? And that's important. So what I love about this, and they have private label bottles that they do.
We need these for our work sites. That's
all right, so we can get Habitat for Humanity private label bottles, and they don't run, they don't fall off these.
Yeah, these are nice.
So Phyllis, can you let Travis know, please, to hook up with Mark Mattern at Habitat for Humanity, message him. And guys, I use my messenger more than my phone because I can do everything, right? I can voice clip you, I can video clip you, or I can text you, which I don't like text, I'm not a typer. But
so he just talks it into the thing and it comes out on our end. I thought it was so neat. I'd never seen it done before, and he's done it to me twice now. Yeah, I'm good. I'll see you at 9 a.m.
But we're busy, so
I love that. I love it. It's so cool.
It's efficient with time.
Yeah.
I'm already on Facebook. There's 4.6 billion people on Facebook. And one thing I want to do a plug. I want to plug Ray Abood, Brian Julius, and All Live Media. I mean, what All Live Media is doing, they do it for my insurance business. They do it for the community. They have hustle muscle to make sure that you get known. And that's privately with people that we have paid clients. And then what we're doing now, I mean, we opened up a volunteer sector that we're going to have long-term relationships with a lot of these non-for-profits. We're going to be doing a series with Megan. Megan and Shane are going to do the Give Local York series. So we're going to be doing that. This thing is not going to stop.
You're going to have to do a post game now.
Yeah.
Okay, Megan, how did it go?
Yeah. We're going to do it on either a monthly or a weekly basis, and up to
because I'm assuming, and this is an assumption that I'm making, that we're going to be back. This is going to go forever.
Yeah.
As far as I know. I mean, it's just been.
What a great way to keep our community connected.
Well, you're building community. It's just, it's such a great feel as far as.
No one's out for everyone. Everyone's out to help everyone, and that is a whole different mindset.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, where can I? And when you get a part of that, it's like helping begets helping. Right? I want to help. I want to help. I want to help. What can I do? And it's like, yeah. And then you see our city, and we have Disney World in York County, which we really do. I mean, I ride around York County, and the county. This is not a city give. This is a county-wide thing from every corner of the county, right? From the farm fields to the inner city, right? From the trailer parks to the dog parks.
That's the beauty too of York County, is we got it all.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all there.
Right.
I mean, you can go fishing and be, 10 minutes later you can be downtown at the theater downtown. That's the beauty of this area, and it's a big county, and there's a lot of, there's a lot of businesses and there's a lot of nonprofits doing great things. So.
What if someone has a country house that they would like to donate? Do you guys do country homes?
Well, it depends. I mean, if they wanted to donate the home I mean, anywhere in the county, we can do our thing anywhere. But if it makes sense to take a donation of a home, and we'll rehab properties. I mean, if we have a home that's donated to us, and it makes sense to rehab it, we get it into that like new shape, and then we bring a partner family in.
Yeah.
But sometimes, the older properties, it may be easier to just go ahead and take it down and build new. Easier being that sometimes it's cheaper.
All right, so here we go. Megan said, that we'll be back for sure. Mr. Pullo has committed to at least 3 years to grow this.
Beautiful.
Boom. Yeah.
And Habitat will be there all three. We'll be there until for all the events.
So if people want, how are the ways do you have a website?
Absolutely.
What's the website?
Just yorkhabitat.org.
yorkhabitat.org, right? And you can check them out right here. Let me see if I can find them. Hold on a second. So let's go to the leaderboard. Now the leaderboard is going to change on the day of the event because it's going to be the percentage.
As soon as we hit midnight,
yeah,
so changing.
I mean, gosh, you got to get on here. So hold on, bear with me. So, there we are.
We have to go all the way to the bottom.
Yeah. All right. So what if we did this? What would be under human services?
Community improvement, maybe? I don't know.
All right, well, let's find it. So Habitat
I
for...
should know that, shouldn't I?
Well, we're going to find out. We're okay. We're going to look at all these great. Oh, I guess you would be up more, right?
No, we're under York.
Oh, under York.
Yeah,
Okay,
why?
York Habitat.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, let's get down here. So, I do not. So it must be. So we're going to go back under. What did you say? Community improvement. That's probably where it is. You think? We're going to find out.
Or you just, what?
Or I could just go to it.
Ooh, stretch pool.
Shane likes to do all this stuff, y'all. Because then I get to see all these ones. You get to do this with me.
There we go.
So, there it is. Bam. So right there, click on it. Bam. York Habitat for Humanity believes in everyone in York County deserves a safe, decent, affordable home. To that end, low-income family partners with York Habitat to purchase a new home with zero interest. That is awesome. Zero interest loan. Mortgage payments that are never more than 30% of the income. Wow. $25. Look, right there. Right? 25 bucks. Let me get me a can of paint for a young child's forever bedroom. That's cool. See, this is cool. How you have all these options, right? And then you put where it goes. That way people can get a visual, right? I just bought a can of paint for a young child's forever bedroom. That's cool. Supply locks and lighting to keep the family safe. Come on, man, throw a 50 and you got that one. You put 100 and you can insulate the windows. Come on, man, right? That's cool. So for 175 bucks, you paint the room, you put the locks on, you light it up, and then you insulate a window. Bam. You know, you think about the things we do, the cable bill, the presents we buy that people will never even talk about, right? And this is a present.
They get regifted.
They get regifted. But, you know, this is amazing. You know, it really is. Look at this. Amazing. So you guys are right at 33 South Seward Street in York?
Got it?
Okay. 17404. So is that, what side of York is that? West York?
West York.
West York, okay. So look at this. You can be a part of this. So you get a T-shirt when they do it.
Yep.
So you keep your T-shirt.
Yeah, what we do, and this is something new too that we started when Tammy Morris became our executive director. Is every group, every day we go out to the work site, somebody from the staff will come and explain in a shorter version than what I just did what Habitat is all about. Because some people are there, they have no idea. They're there because their buddy's there, or they're there because their work's there.
Wow.
So this is one of those things.
So works, companies can.
Absolutely, it's
So
a great.
it's
a great opportunity to build that camaraderie with the staff. We get people that come out. We get groups from different businesses. Now we can only can see the size of the group. We usually have 10 spaces. Sometimes we'll go up to 12 or whatever. But we try to keep it to that because
safety.
Well, safety plus we don't want people standing around. If you want to be, if you're working, you want to work. I mean, the last thing I want to do is stand there and say, I got nothing to do. We'll give you something to do, right? So we do it with that kind of group. And another thing that we're doing an awful lot of is we have colleges that come in from out of town. What they do is these kids will give up their spring break. They'll give up the trip to Daytona Beach or whatever, and they raise the funds to come here, and then they'll build with us for a week.
Wow.
And so we put them up, and they show up, and it's usually get here on a Sunday evening, as Natasha has to always be the one to meet with them, and we're trying to get some others to do that for. But the beauty is and you know where you're really doing a great job is when. As soon as they get back to their campus and like a month later, they went, can we book next year?
Wow.
So they really do enjoy coming here.
Wow.
And you think about it, and I get a chance to talk to these kids, and I thought, when I was in college, I was one of those kids that went to Daytona Beach. I wasn't one of the ones that was sitting here getting ready to help a family, lift them out of poverty and substandard conditions. And it's gotta make you feel good, So, it's one of those things where.
Well, I mean, once you do it, it makes you feel good. You can't do it and not make you feel good.
So when you come to the site, we're going to give you a little 5-minute, not even 5 minutes, but a 5-minute thing about what Habitat is, so you have a better understanding. Because I want every single one of those volunteers to take that thought back to another group.
Yeah.
Because you may leave, Habitat or leave work. Work's a group, church is a group, school's a group. All these are groups, and that's how we want to build up the number of volunteers. Yeah. So, but then when they get there, Natasha's already created a bag for them with their T-shirt size. There'll be a walking billboard for us. They'll walk around with the T-shirts on, and it's one of those things that hopefully that donors will become, or volunteers become donors. Donors become committee people become board members, and so that's how we build the relationships with our volunteers.
YorkHabitat.org.
That's it.
And that's what it's going to look like, right there. YorkHabitat.org. And you can log in, volunteer registration, upcoming events, news, contact them. They're on the Facebook, the Instagram, the Twitter, and all that. And now they're on all live media.
Yeah.
But we're having fun, behind everything you do, a house is not a house until it has a family, right?
Right, so that house then becomes a home.
Yeah.
We have the dedication process where it's a big event for us, because we would love to do that every day, but there's only, we're building 5 to 7 homes now a year. We want to get up, we obviously want to do more.
Yeah.
But when we have that dedication and you hand those keys over, and those kids are holding, this is their lives.
When the thing is you always want to keep it growing, right? The circle of that influence, the circle of change. So if you're a child and you see your family be a part of this, right? Engaged, not given, engaged. Then you got people. I mean, look at DK. If you don't know Doug Knight, his story is awesome. There's it's not an accident that he does what he does for nonprofits. And I'm not going to tell you a story. You find out his story. But the stories are the reason why. So what brought you to want to be a part of this? I mean, you've done all this stuff. What made you have this heart for
myself?
Yeah.
I was working in professional baseball. I was with the Harrisburg Senators for 21 years.
So you had mayflies and everything. You left the
mayflies, everything. It wasn't my choice to leave. The new ownership group came in, and I was the first one they let go. I was the radio announcer. I was the guy that people may have known the name. I don't know, but bye. Mark didn't even make it through the press conference. So then I was actually taking some finance classes. And then I saw this opening, and I said, it's a lot of some of the same things that I was doing in baseball. In baseball, we're selling advertising. Here, we're fundraising. We're doing different things. We're event planning, and baseball's that way.
Let me make sure that's not my phone ringer. Oh, it is. It's interrupting my broadcast. Hold on a second. I should have had to do not disturb. Hold on. All right, we're back.
We're back?
All right, yeah. So you saw the ad for and it had a lot of the things that you were doing already with the broadcast.
Right, and I ended up with the Habitat there, and it's a faith-based organization, and that drew me there. But the first 2 weeks, the second week I was there, our executive director was going out of town, but we were having a home dedication, and said, "Can you handle that?" And I'm like, I'm a broadcaster, I can do that. And so I'm crying and all this stuff. It hit me like boom, with like a ton of bricks. And then from that point on, I was all in. I was all in for the whole idea, the whole way that it's done.
And bringing you to church, this opportunity came because when you make yourself available, it'll come to you.
You don't know, right? And we were talking about this before we started this, and it is so true. And you don't know, and then the move here was another one that I don't know why, but when I met with Tammy, it was like a 3-hour interview, and I think we both knew that we should be doing this together, and and I ended up coming here, which was the best thing. And so being happy is all it's cracked up to be. If you can get up in the morning and you're happy about what you're doing in your life and all that. And I have been fortunate enough, the baseball years and then what I'm doing now, So I fully, you know, if you find something you love, you know, jump at it, jump on it, and make sure you stick with it. So
yeah, I appreciate it. I mean, you know, anyone can have a shout out. Fred, I appreciate y'all. Everyone that shared this, that's huge hustle muscle. And if you share it to a group, that's also awesome. Don't worry about being kicked out of groups. Don't worry about people saying you should ask me before you share. No, you shouldn't. You have your intuition, which is inside of you. It's the spirit in you. And when you follow your intuition, if you're doing the good thing and the right thing and you're making mistakes, you're going to be fine, right? It's when your compass is headed the right way that everything will be fine. The gaps will be filled in. And these gaps get filled in right here with your help when you share and invite. Right? We're talking about Habitat for Humanity. You might not know, and you're going to get to know. It's not giving homes to people. It's giving hope to people.
Oh, absolutely. That's
right?
I mean,
and training the mind.
Yeah, and lifting someone out of a situation. And a lot of times, so these families, it's really not their doing as much as you know, a situation that happened, and they ended up in a, you know, place where they're paying, you know, crazy amounts of money for rent, in a place that's beat up, and the landlord's not cooperating. We see it over and over again. But, you know, that's it. When they hit that point in their lives where it says, I'm not sure why, but I have the resolve, I want to do this. Then we bring them in, we work with them, and we get them into, you know, a safe, decent, affordable place. So you can lay your head down at night and not worried about your child and mold or, you know, conditions that are just not livable and not safe.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes a huge difference. And, and that's, you know, we're changing lives. I mean, this is
changing generations.
You know, we can, and, you know, and after 33 years, we're in the second strong generation of volunteers and families and all that stuff. You know, so, you know, 33 years sounds like, well, is that a long time? Yeah, it's a long time. And now we're into kids are volunteering because their parents were volunteers.
And families that they saw as kids they were put into these homes. Mm-hmm. And when you get those people out there, you can't stop the will of a person that's doing it.
And we have a few families that have paid off their mortgage, 30-year mortgage.
Come on, man.
Because they were at the very beginning.
See, now we would love to get some of these stories to find out. So maybe we'll have to figure out, do some work with them and get you some stories out there.
Absolutely.
Some different phases, right?
Yeah.
What it's like our first year. What it's like when we paid off our mortgage. So you can see all these. And see, with me, we get you a feeling where you can get goosebumps on you right through this. And that's what we do. So that you know, because at the end of the day, I mean, everyone matters. There's nobody on this planet. If you're watching this, you matter. You matter, and don't give up on your hope, man. If you've always wanted to, but everything takes work. If you always wanted a home, there's a way to get it, right? And so it's resolve, right? If you want it, what you're gonna see with Give Local York is that no matter what your interest is, and here's the thing. All these places work together. Let's say someone's going through, there's another non-for-profit to help someone in between stuff that you don't know about. They are the fabric of our community. If they're not going to do it, who's going to do it? Right? So these places that have been in place for a long time is because we the people said, we want this. You don't stay 33 years without the need being filled. And it begets giving. And it grows, and we want to grow it because there's a need. I mean, do you have people? Is there a list on waiting? I mean, is there people that are in need of homes?
Oh, absolutely. That's never going to stop. I mean, once that stops, then we can stop doing our, you know, what we do. But sometimes, you know, getting people qualified, and you know, that's the process. So, but yeah, there's always, you know, we got so many volunteers, which we, you know, thank the Lord for, because none of this is possible. And then the in-kind donations, the community just helping us in such a...
So construction companies can help you guys out.
Oh, absolutely, they do all the time. All the time.
So if you're a little construction company, you can still...
Absolutely.
Right? If you're a guy out there that you do stuff and you'd love to help out...
We go to the Bellwood show, we get cards from guys that say, you know, I didn't know we could do this, we'll help you. And they say, we're specials, you know, our specialty is this. And, you know, we got the file and we're ready to go. Another thing we do too is that, you know, because of safety, we do not and will not ever put any volunteers on the roof. We're not going to do that again. So we have people come in that are like, yeah, Miller's Roofing. I give those guys a little.
Come on, Miller's Roofing.
Yeah, I got them to do some gutters at my house. These guys are great.
Right.
But they volunteer their time and they
Miller's
come in.
Roofing.
Yeah, they're awesome in Dillsburg area.
In Dillsburg.
Yeah, they're phenomenal, and they pretty much responded. But there's so many other organizations like that.
Sarday, Chris, we got Habitat for Humanity into the house. Come on, man. Building homes, helping be a part of it. They're not giving them away. They're showing people how to have a home, pay for a mortgage, and to get into a safe, rich environment to build a family in your community. I mean, think about it. I tell people all the time, just like when you see the different things with the school districts, at the end of the day, let's keep it simple. We're all in this community, and if we all take care of each other, we're going to have a great place for all of us to be. And we deserve it, and everyone is worth it. And so this is a way for you. Look, you can put $10 on May 4th, right? We're talking everybody, and Megan said it great, philanthropy, whatever you call it, but everyone can be a part of that, right? You don't have to be. And here's the thing I will tell you. If you do not give with what you have, you never will have more to give. And that's a fact. I'm not telling you, I'm just following what has been laid before me, and it works. But until you do with what you have, you will never have more to do anything with, because you have to be entrusted with what you have. It's not gathering, it's giving. We're taught to gather. Really, inside of you is what the giving is, because you will lay on the pillow. Just try it. If you haven't tried it, if you haven't found an organization, go to the website. Go check them out, right? York Habitat for Humanity. They're doing big things, and you can be a part of it. So when's a good time? Is there a certain time they can come in, or should they just go to the website and see the projects?
Well, if it's somebody looking to apply for home ownership, then it's always great to make an appointment so that you can talk to Amanda, you can sit down, go over that application. If you have a group of volunteers, the best thing to do is get in touch with Natasha and our volunteer coordinator, manager, and she will take care of all that. But if you just to find out how it's done, go to the website, as you can see, and then the get involved part, get involved, and then you can see how it's really simple to register. And then once you're registered, then you can pick a day on the calendar and just sign up to volunteer.
Make it happen, Captain.
It's easy.
All right. So what about when you guys are out there? Do people bring you food? Is there, let's say there's a company out there, a restaurant out there that you're near, can they bring you guys? Can they offer to bring you food?
Well, you kind of pointed to the Women Build. This is the Women Build picture from last year. And that's coming up in May, coming up soon, in a couple of, a month from now. And we get groups that supply, because the women are out there building it's just women during that week, every day for the entire week. And we get some organizations, restaurants that'll bring lunch out. So yeah, for that and for builder blitzes at the beginning of a project, when we kick it off, sometimes we'll be out there five days. What we'd like to do is get it under the roof so that we can continue to build. If we don't have a roof and it's raining or whatever, then we have to call it off. We don't want to call off. And we're building all year. Don't say, oh, it's too hot, or, well, I was going to say, oh, it's too cold. We had a couple of days, was it February?
Oh,
that was really cold.
I run out in this weather.
It was really cold. And so that doesn't happen a lot, but sometimes George needs to make a decision that, yes, it's just too cold. And then, once we get to a certain point where we have, the heat and the HVAC's all hooked up, and so it's at different levels all the time, and that's what we try to do.
How long do builds typically take?
Well, typically, weather concerns and all that stuff, 6 months in that area. Sometimes longer, sometimes we get it shorter because it's just the weather's been perfect, we have great volunteer, all that kind of stuff. But the whole process sometimes takes over a year for families to be involved.
I saw you guys building houses out there off of Broad behind their cul-de-sac, I think a couple of years ago. I don't know how many years ago. I remember you guys building houses in the city. I'm sure you do a lot. But I remember you guys building houses and seeing it. Didn't really know what it was about.
But now you know.
It's crazy.
Now you can tell our story for us.
Well, I mean, and here's the thing is this video is going to be on Give Local York. You guys can share it to your page.
And, thank you to Fox 43.
Yeah.
Too. Because I did them last week, and
great.
It was awesome. Yeah, it's only a couple of minutes, but they were fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, They worked, because of the snow, I had to change my date, but they were, I mean, just wonderful.
MYR's out there doing it for people.
They're awesome. I mean,
yeah.
Anybody who's giving, give local York a holler is just, we thank them so much because, we're all gonna benefit, and when we all benefit, the community benefits, and then, the county's so much stronger and better off because of this.
Yeah, for sure. We're excited for sure. So, we appreciate y'all. We're gonna end this. We've been on here for just under an hour. Well, I guess we're gonna hit an hour. So, but please share this. At the end of the day, this is all for people, and in any area. Today we're talking about Habitat for Humanity, but how can it affect, hey, someone has a good home and they're safe, then they're going to be a good teacher, they're going to be a good police officer, firefighter, doctor, artist, chef, whatever they're going to be. They need a place to go home at night and rest their head and have good, regeneration. And your home, everyone knows, I mean, that's the place. That's where everyone, at the end, even when you go on vacation, I tell people, you still want to go, and you still say, I'm glad to be home. And
now I can relax.
And it's crazy, right? I tell you, that's the safe haven, man.
Sure.
That's where everything happens, you know what I mean? And so, like you said, a safe, secure, healthy environment, right? And so it's our duty to make sure that our fellow man and woman out there, animals, whatever, it's our duty to take care of each other. Not to take care of ourselves. But you do have to put your oxygen mask on. You got to be good enough to take care of you, to take care of other people. So take care of yourself. Eat better, drink better, think better, and be around better people, and then you will rise up, for sure.
Thank you.
Hey, I appreciate you coming in here. God bless you. Let me end this. So hold on, I got to go on the other side. We are very efficient. There's not like 90 people here. You see, we're very efficient. But we had played. So anyone, real quick, that was thinking about coming on here and they're worried about, they got to prepare. Do they have to prepare?
Nothing. You know what you're talking about. Just come and talk.
Boom. Right there. You heard it. God bless you all. Have a beautiful day.